Hello scrapbooking friends, and thank you for joining me for another video. So today's video is my update video for April, and it's the projects that I got done in April plus any spending that I may have done, and also my plans for May. So I am actually recording this on the 7th of May, which is, you know, much later than I would normally have recorded it, but been having a lot of problems with our internet connection and one thing and another, so yeah, I am a little bit late. But in my video that went up today, which is the 7th, I did explain a little bit about that, so hopefully you weren't too concerned that I've not been here. April, as I said in that video, did go a little bit awry. Buddy, who previously had a claw issue, then had an eye issue, so over the course of April he had to go to the vet 3 times, and then I think I told you about Chester's ligament issue. He was put on a waiting list for surgery, and we were told it was a 5-week waiting list, and then he went for his checkup, and then on the 13th of April I got a phone call to say, could I take him in the next day? There was a cancellation. So I put him on 2 cancellation lists, one on the island, one on the mainland. And the one on the mainland came up just after a week. So yeah, had to drop everything and get him over to the mainland the next day. And yeah, he had the surgery and everything. And then I should have been able to pick him up the following day, but because it was the end of the Easter holidays, there were no ferries available to get over to him at a reasonable time, so he had to stay there another day, and I picked him up on the Saturday. So yeah, it's been a little bit of a crazy month. I've done extra days at the Donkey Sanctuary for events, and also my mum and my dad have been visiting too. So yeah, it's just been a little bit of a wild month. So I have been crafting. I haven't done many 12x12 layouts, but I have been working on my birthday month album and my Donkey Traveller's notebooks. I have been crafting, it's just that I wasn't able to record or anything. So yeah, but I'm here now. Both dogs are fine. Chester's recovering well. It's a long process, a long rehabilitation process, but he's recovering well, and Buddy's completely recovered from his issue. So the layouts that got done this month are 4. And this is one that I mentioned in my previous video that I couldn't show you because it didn't go up until April. And this was my creative team layout for Scrap a Sketch, and it's one that I did of meeting Jason Donovan at the stage door when I saw him in Joseph on my birthday last year. And it's Vicky Booting paper. There's videos for all 4, and I really thought the sketch was actually a square, similar to this but square, and I just thought that this paper was perfect, you know. I thought I was being quite clever actually, because you know, I didn't really want to do the paper piecing. I think I mentioned it in the video. So had Vicky Booten did it for me. So yeah, a little bit stamping, all these wooden pieces here that I've inked in the different colours for the rainbow, and then the title in these simple stories, foam alphas, and more stamping here and stamping here. And then this one is the Chester Day layout, documenting 3 years since Chester officially joined our family when we adopted him. Video for this one, of course, 3 photos, tracing paper, stamp title, some wooden hearts, hearts, Bramble Fox piece here, and American Crafts, and a tag from my stash. And then this one is my background basics layout, that the collaboration that I do with Moira, my lovely friend Moira O'Reilly. And what I did for this one was I did stamping. Quite often do stamping, lots of stamping on this. And I did actually scrap lift Moira, who'd followed a sketch, and it's in the video. I can't quite place the name of the person who did the sketch, but yeah, I scrap lifted Moira and she followed a sketch. Bramble Fox pieces here and here, flare pieces, Bramble Fox, some hexagons that I've inked up in colour again, which I quite like to do. All these sequins from Seagulmon scraps, and just this one photo of Bud, and yeah, a video for that too. And then the other one that I did was another Buddy photo, another Buddy layout with photos from November 2021. So once again this month I've been quite clever in doing, actually every layout was for older photos. So these photos were from, this photo, the Jason Donovan, was a year ago on my birthday. This photo was, oh no, this is a new photo actually. This is, yeah, just a new photo of Chester. But this photo was taken in 2021, September 2021, and this was November 2021. So this is like it's my own design, and I used up these frames. It actually came with actual frames, the inserts for actual frames that I didn't use for the picture that's putting into the frame, so I used them on this layout. Quite pleased with it. Flare, adhesive brad, bramble fox pieces again, wooden stars, Project Life cards, a little bit of splattering going on, Vicky Booten paper again. Yeah, so that's the 4 layouts that I got done this month. Videos for each one. The only spending that I got done was a packet of 12x12 cardstock, textured cardstock in Admiral, and it is Basil Basics cardstock, because I picked out a blue piece of cardstock for a layout that I'm doing. I've got planned to do, and that was the last sheet. I didn't have any more, so I ordered another packet of those, which arrived. I did that little haul video sort of into the month, a week or so into the month of April, which showed you the other things that I'd purchased. And other than that, it's just my Bramble Fox Fox box, which actually has arrived early due to the bank holiday weekend here in the UK for the coronation. So that's those sorted. And then I did work on my birthday month album. So I have been doing, you know, scrapbooking and crafting, but just not 12x12 layouts. I don't want to show it to you because, you know, I'm going to do a flip through at the end, but I've actually finished it up until about day 13 or 14, and all the photos are in place for the rest of the month. Just need to do the embellishing. Didn't work on my staycation album at all, and I didn't work on my road trip album at all. Just, you know, just didn't have like the time, what have you. I had planned on working on those, but yeah, it just didn't work out that way. Just because of just all the craziness. So this is my Donkey Traveller's notebook here, and we finished off with the poems and my week off. I'd had a week off, so I wasn't at the sanctuary for a week, and then we pick up again here, which is when I was back the following week after my staycation. Some pattern paper here, Project Life card, washi tape, Project Life card, those new stamps, the wood plank stamp I've used here, and the brick one here at the bottom, a little bit stamping, other stamping too, just from planner type stamp sets. And I was just saying here that I led Geraldine to the lower paddock. She's one of the miniature donkeys, groomed the oldies until lunchtime. I gave a treatment to Junon, which you would have seen the layout for because it's before this video. And then I was just saying that I stayed late to finish Eric because he had a little bit of he'd had a few tugs and things going on, and I wanted to sort him out. And then two visitors asked to see Elvis, so that made me excited. And then one of the ladies at the sanctuary said, "Well done with doing my grooming and everything." And it was very busy because it was the school holidays. Elvis the donkey here, me ready to treat to Junon there. And then this is the same day, and I'd just done a 2-page spread because I wanted to just say that I'd given Junon the treatment and that she was really good and everything. And then the following week, still the school holidays, I started off by giving Rupert a treatment in the paddock outside. I did a little bit of stewarding with the donkey walking, with it being the school holidays, and this was Elvis here. This is Elvis the donkey. I was just behind the farm staff walking the donkeys, and Elvis had been chosen to do that day. I groomed the oldies again, and one of the Rosie donkey, her collar had gone a bit skew if she was wearing it like a headband, so I managed to sort that out for her. I think the farm staff had been trying to do it but not managed to get that close to her, but I just got lucky. And I found out that Elvis had a little bit of a belly shave. He was a little bit of a mess underneath, so they'd shaved him. Stamping, as it's Easter, little bunny there, just the date. And then I used my Stays On ink to stamp onto this photo. And then also that day, I'm just sort of saying that we help the donkeys and then the donkeys help us. And someone had posted on Facebook about how I'd help them find a donkey and take a photo, and a friend of theirs, relative, was very ill and things. I've just covered over the name because it's private. But that was Trixie Donkey. I'd gone into the paddock to take a photo for her, and the lady had sort of gone back and showed it to a friend and everything. So yeah, it's just nice when you get a little bit of feedback like that. Stamping. And then again, washi tape, a little bit of stamping here, and I just used my handwriting as well. So this would have been the following week. So yeah, this was the following week. So my colleague and I groomed all the wait and see donkeys, and I groomed Billy Boy the mini Shetland and Herbert the mini Shetland. Elvis didn't really have a lot of fare, so I didn't really groom him, and he's been diagnosed with Cushing's disease. which he's being treated for. It's quite common in equines. And then a visitor asked for Elvis again. Oh, asked for me, actually. Oh, yeah, they told the visitor about me being an Elvis fan, and they'd come to see Elvis the donkey, and they wanted to talk to me, so I chatted to them for a little while, which was nice. And then when I got home, the donkey sanctuary were calling to ask if I could do a tour the next day. So I'm doing that the next day, and then they just asked me to do a couple of other things as well, so I'm just documenting that. And then this is Elvis, of course, and this is Molly and Dolly. Molly and Dolly, I adopt both of them as well as Elvis, and they're in the same herd. They're in the wait and see herd, which is the one where they need to lose a little bit of weight. And then there's just a little sticker there, textured sort of glittered sticker with musical notes I thought I'd use. And then this is the following week. So I watched Herrick have some skin treatment done, applied, and I groomed little polar bear who almost caught me with a kick, little miniature Shetland. I managed to get out of the way. I groomed Augustus donkey here, and Daisy and Molly. Lots of chatting to visitors, and I did do a coach tour towards the end of the morning when I was there, so that was a busy day. And I didn't even see Elvis, and I felt really bad. I was going to go and see him, and I went back to take my things back and have my lunch and everything, and then I was driving home, and I remembered that I've not seen Elvis. I felt terrible. But he was in the far paddock, so he probably wouldn't have seen me anyway. These are those post-it notes that I use that Moira sent to me. These are just cut apart pieces where I've used the reverse. They're probably Christmas related. Just stamped Augustus's name there using my little miniature stamp set. And then and then I'm just saying here that I adopted Eddie donkey on the 17th of April in memory of Eddie Cochran, and I also wrote him a poem. So if you want to see that poem, it'd be on my social media, Helen Rockabilly Girl on Instagram. And then I haven't quite finished here actually. Yeah, I've stuck the photos in, but I haven't done the writing. So this was the event day. I helped out on the Spring Fete event day, which is the largest event at the sanctuary. It's the most important day for them with regard to fundraising and everything. So there's lots of things going on, and I was there just helping to find donkeys for the visitors, and I found quite a lot of donkeys that day. And this is just a photo of Major there, looking remarkably like Elvis, one of our grey donkeys. And this is Elvis, like an awful... I didn't get any good photos that day. That's just a quick snapshot that I got of him while he was having his breakfast, bless him. And then this was when I was there last week. So this was the event day, and then this was a couple of days later. And this is Colin Senior and India, and I groomed them 2 donkeys, and I just really need to do the writing for that, and the writing for what happened at the Spring Fair, all the things that I got up to, being busy and everything. So yeah, need to get that done. Wanted to get it done before I did this video, didn't quite have time because my uploads are taking so long. I thought I'd get this video recorded for you, and I'll show you those 2 pages next month. One of them actually is the beginning of May anyway. This was the beginning of May, so yeah. So I think that's all the projects that I got done. So I did craft, you know, I mean, obviously we had all the things going on in April, including sort of Easter weekend and everything. But I did craft. I carried on doing my Traveller's Notebook and working on my birthday month album. Yeah, it's just that I didn't get too many 12 by 12 layouts done, and they're the ones that I actually record for my channel. So yeah, not too many of those. But, you know, I'm hoping to... I've got a few planned, and I'm hoping to get quite a few. Well, I'm not going to say quite a few, but I'm hoping that this month will be a little better for scrapbooking for me. We're into a routine with Chester and everything now, so yeah. And of course, we've just had the coronation, so that was rather splendid, wasn't it? Yeah, I was hoping they would do 3 cheers for the King and Queen, and they did. All the military people did on the gardens of Buckingham Palace, which was amazing. And of course, the one of the things that stood out to me was the way the dressage, the Windsor Grey donkeys who led the King to Westminster Abbey, the way they'd been dressed, the dressage in their blue, the royal blue. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. I said to my husband, I've never seen that before. And of course they mentioned it and said that the King had chosen those colours. So they do have used other colours, but I've never seen them use that blue before. So that was fantastic. So I hope everybody enjoyed that. If you're in the UK or wherever you are, if you were interested in it, it was rather lovely. And of course we have got a public holiday tomorrow, so we've got kind of a long weekend. The King has given us an extra public holiday for the occasion. Yeah, so what am I going to do next month? Layouts, birthday month album, staycation album, road trip album, at the beginning of April, before everything kind of went a bit crazy, I did actually spend a day counting my albums, so my 12 by 12 D-ring albums, and I counted 50. So I've got 50 albums. Not all full, some empty, complete, mostly filed in the order of when I created the layout, so chronological order of creating the layouts, which I've mentioned before I'm going to change, and I have been doing that for the past year. I've been doing filing layouts by theme. So yeah, and I've made a note of kind of what's in them and things, the different sort of project life. Some are project life, some are layouts, you know, some are sort of Christmas related. So I've made a note, so that's the next stage or the next step in my sorting out my layouts. But yeah, I haven't gone any further than counting them and making a note of what I've got, so to speak. So I'll probably start off with like the first album. I may come on and show that to you, and then all the layouts in there will probably be the original layouts that I did when I first started doing 12 by 12s. Some may be missing because I may have occasionally, if I take a photo out for a reason, if I take a layout out to photograph it, say I'm putting it on social media or something, I will then put it into the themed album. So some of them may not be in that original album, but I have got when I first started scrapbooking, I did keep like a schedule of my layouts, so I may be able to refer to that. So yeah, usual things next month, and I think that is it for today. So once again, thank you for joining me. Stay safe, take care, and I shall see you next time.